And if you need to know what the RICO and some of the charges are going to be about, you cased a witness. You harassed a witness. Everything that every one of you done, from Miss Sampson and her family, ex-husband's family, all clicked up together with the Griffins. Apparently they thought they were going to be a wolf puke as well, huh? Right along with Bill. Every one of you are going to face RICO charges. I will not stop screaming about it. I will not sit down and shut up. I will not go away. You see, you took the tornado I went through, the paranoia, and the fact that I was exhausted while I was fighting for my child's life, my grandchildren being starved, abused, mistreated, and you knocked me while I was down. You laughed, smear campaigned, gang stalked, stole from, and you thought none of it would ever come back to you, as well as the tarot readers. You jumped on the RICO train when you started for profit, and I can prove that as well. You see, all this time when every one of you thought I was over here just radical, oh, she had lost her mind, I was still observing, baby. No matter what PTSD I went through, when you tried to list me as insane, I was still sitting back observing. So with that said, let me make sure I mention the only emails I have ever sent to anyone is DMV, insurance company, South Carolina Sheriff's, and I do believe the governor's office. I have given no one power of attorney, conservatorship, nor have I given anyone access to my medical records. Not that I'm trying to hide something, but I have not released those medical records to anyone. Y'all played a dirty, filthy game. Every one of you acted like meth heads, because that's how the meth heads act. Even tarot readers. Y'all acted like meth heads. You see, every one of you had your own reason, your own agenda, but y'all clicked together to think you could torture someone, torture them mentally, literally push them to take their own life, and every one of you did it for a reason, to hide your crimes. But guess what? You can't hide it, and you're going to have to answer for it. I also have enough intelligence to know Michael Leach did not step down for no reason, and it wasn't because he was simply embarrassed. Come on. Come on. The entire world knows, baby, when it comes to political parties and high-ranking jobs, embarrassment's nothing. If that's the case, Pelosi would have done stepped down. Kamala would have done sat down and shut up. Yeah? Y'all played a very sick, twisted mental game. There was a lot of crime done here, from the thieving on my property, to the harassment, to the gang stalking, to the cyberbullying, the cyber gang stalking. You tried to affect any income coming in, any projects that I was trying to start up. You tried to affect all of that. Y'all did some vile, vicious bullshit. Just like demons. And you know, when I sit back and think all those hours I put in, taking care of God's children, people that don't even know they're in the world, IQ of 67 and below, because no one else would. While all the other nurses were having weekends off and vacations, Adeline showed up. You see, when I came out here in Tarot Land, and I mentioned that, 2018, let's see, it was 760, 2019, 843 hours of overtime. Still trying to deal with the fact that I went through a tornado where I was treated inhumane. I didn't need closure on some piece of particle got together, enjoyed a state relationship, if you can even call it that. What you did to me was inhumane. Any person who has ever gone through something so horrific to where they thought they were going to be pulling bodies out of houses, in some sort of way, they were involved to where they rebuilt their own, and I'm not talking about someone else's home, their own mentality from what they went through. And I wasn't giving the opportunity for any of that. Not a picture. Nothing. Like I wasn't even supposed to acknowledge. I stood in a room while the world was torn up around me. And that's when you chose to kick me. As we rode into 2020, I was already having threats made on my life. You all are some sick, twisted individuals. And the crazy thing is, I could sit here and dissect every group. Why you came for me. A lot of it was simply jealousy. And I have, of course, pictures to prove why Miss Watley did what she did. Matter of fact, none of her BS started until my sister passed away. Because you see, my sister was older than me and knew a lot of Miss Wiley's deep, dark secrets, like the meth, the pill popping. You see, you all tried to hide who you were while you tried to put me front and center. I know a lot of your secrets. So, needless to say, like I said, you tried to kick me while I was down. You did kick me while I was down. And you thought it was fucking funny. It says a lot about your soul. These children were starving. This man was almost murdered while he fought for his babies. You tried to slow my money down. You tried to make sure I couldn't pay my taxes. You didn't want me to be able to fend for my family. And a lot of it was nothing but just a sickening envy and jealousy. I know personally, certain person, I made it further than a nurse than they ever did. And I damn sure didn't come out of it with a habit. A lifelong habit. Same way Miss Sampson posted she was a nurse. Same way Miss Watley never posted that my children were her grandchildren until after she started to BS up with the man in Glenmore. I've never seen such sick souls in my life. And you think